I love Path of Exile 2. I haven't had this much fun playing a role-playing game since like Diablo 2 or Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Yeah, I threw it back a little bit. Dark Alliance, that used to be my jam. But I haven't really played games like that since then. But then Path of Exile 2 came across my way and I thought, oh, it's pretty cool, you know? I didn't play Diablo 4. Diablo 4 didn't really stick with me, but people were saying like, yo, Path of Exile 2 is really great. You should check it out. So I played it and I'm actually liking it. I'm having a ball, by the way. I'm a ranger. I'm a smooth brain ranger, by the way. Glass cannon and all. But I will tell you this much, I'm having a blast. But then I see someone like Elon Musk, who also plays Path of Exile 2. And he's been getting a lot of side eyes from the Path of Exile community. Because today, we need to talk about the accusations of Elon Musk being a fraud after he did a 1.5 hour live stream of his hardcore character, which is, by the way, one of the highest leveled characters in the game, period. Like, he's one of the top players, but he's also exhibited some red flags while he was streaming that may indicate that maybe Elon Musk doesn't really play Path of Exile 2. Maybe someone is actually boosting his account? Now, this is to not say that Elon Musk doesn't play video games. He does. For instance, just not too long ago, late 2024, he was apparently the #1 Diablo 4 player in the world. So I'm not even gonna touch that or anything, but I will say that from the outside looking in, there have been people that's been speculating Elon Musk and his credentials. There are some people that accused him of boosting. It's plausible. He's a busy dude. He's also a rich dude too. So if you don't have the time, but you got a lot of money and you really like a game, hey, you may spend a couple dollars to have people boost your account. But it's also plausible that during his off time, Elon Musk does play Diablo 4. But the difference between Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2 is that Path of Exile 2 raised a lot more red flags on his accusations of him being like a fraudulent gamer that is the top character in Path of Exile 2. Like, there are some things that you would think he would know as a pro gamer in this game title, and he's not exercising those practices. He's not exhibiting the same behaviors or practicing like the same mechanics that professionals in PoE2 would do. Odd signs begin appearing as early as 18 minutes into the stream when Musk enters his character's stash to reveal a tab that has been named Elon's map. Considering the other tabs that aren't labeled Elon's currency or catalyst, the tab sticks out. Someone of a conspiratorial persuasion might see it as an indicator that perhaps another individual has curated the tab selection of map generating waystones for ease of gameplay, like if you wanted to be able to show off your high level character without a real risk of getting it killed.
So right away, we see Elon zone into his hideout, which is your area you do in-game content from. And he opens up his bank, and he goes to a tab called Elon's Maps, which immediately is a little bit of a red flag because I don't know why you would refer to yourself in third person, but okay, he does that. Elon Musk didn't play Path of Exile 1. In Path of Exile 2, maps are actually called waystones. And he never actually refers to them as maps. He calls them...
Play another round here. This is a hard level. Waystone.
So it's just kind of weird that he's, again, called his tab Elon's Maps. So almost like someone who's a Path of Exile 1 veteran, you know, is kind of making that tab and be like, Elon, you know, there's a tab there called Elon's Maps.
That's Quinn, by the way. Quinn is actually really awesome. You should give him a follow. You should check his channel while you can. Quinn does a really good job breaking down the red flags of Elon's streams when he was playing Path of Exile 2 just a few days ago. So let's make things pretty simple here. In Path of Exile 1, those items are referred to as maps. In Path of Exile 2, the game that we're talking about right now, they're not called maps, they're called waystones. Elon Musk, assuming he didn't boost this account, labeled his tab as Elon's Maps. When you see that, that's a clear indication that, oh, Elon might be a veteran of Path of Exile 1 and he's playing Path of Exile 2. That's pretty neat. But he doesn't do that, verbally at least. When he talks about those items, he doesn't call them maps. He calls them waystones. Like, that's also an indication that someone has only played Path of Exile 2. They never played Path of Exile 1. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's not true. But still, it comes off a little bit suspect. But what's even a bigger red flag is that he sometimes calls waystones rounds or levels. And That's not what they are. No Path of Exile player would refer to maps and or waystones as rounds or levels. There's something wrong with that. And then as far as the tabs go, the fact that it's not an issue that Elon may address himself in third person. That's not the red flag here. It's the fact that he labeled it, assuming it's just him, he labeled it as Elon's maps, but not once has he addressed those items as maps. He enters maps with a full inventory, then repeatedly attempts to pick up items without inventory space. He doesn't have the loot filter active, but can be seen clicking and dragging into his inventory, a maddening display that would imply he had manually sorted through thousands of dropped items to assemble his character's equipment, which could very well have taken longer than the actual gameplay necessary to reach his current level.
They've made this system called loot filters, which gets rid of 90 to 95, even in some cases, like we're talking 98% of all loot that drops, because otherwise your screen is just cluttered. And you won't even notice when you get a good drop. It's unfathomable for someone to be in the top ranks without a loot filter. Yet Elon Musk, the god gamer, he doesn't play with a loot filter. He then goes on to loot items off the ground. He starts dragging them into his bag. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how painful that is to anyone who actually plays the game. And his bags are full, and he just keeps clicking it over and over and over again. Nobody, not even people who are kind of noobs at the game, do this.
So another red flag we have here is the fact that Elon Musk doesn't use any loot filters. So what loot filters are is basically a quality of life feature that the developers added into the game, where before you had a clutter of loot with their names popping up on your screen. This becomes very overwhelming. It's very time consuming to, sort through all the items or look through all the items and just pick ones that matter to you the most. So instead, we have loot filters now that all the items that doesn't matter to you, you can actually disable it and they won't pop up on your screen. It's still on the floor and you can pick it up, but it won't show the names. But the names that do show are the items that matter to you most. So you can simply just click on the items and then you can just add that item straight into your inventory. Again, Elon Musk doesn't have that feature. It's a very important quality of life feature, because if you don't have that enabled, you have probably spent almost just as much time sorting through the loot that you have dropped by the enemies compared to actually playing the game and grinding your way to the top. Inventory management is a bitch, especially when it comes to role-playing games. So it's very important as a professional gamer in this caliber like Elon Musk here to actually streamline your inventory management and make it as quick and seamless as possible. You don't want to spend minutes upon minutes or hours upon hours just sorting through like a shit ton of loot on your screen. Things spiral from there. Musk's clear speed is halting. His movement at times seems random. At one point, his damage plummets as he goes from a full 10 seconds without refilling his empty mana meter.
Anyone who's been playing the game and is a complete expert, we're talking he's cleared thousands of maps, he's been playing that character for hundreds of hours, he's going to be pretty damn good at, playing the character. He gets to the boss, he's fighting the boss, and I want to say for about 10 seconds, he sits there and he's out of mana. Mana is a resource in this game where you need it in order to use your abilities. He just sits there, default attacking the boss without activating his mana flask. Anyone who's played the game and understands the character would understand, like, oh, I'm not doing any damage because I'm out of mana.
Elsewhere, he leaves valuable currency items like Chaos Orbs and Exalted Orbs uncollected on the ground, but picks up low-tier keystones that would be irrelevant at his character's level progression.
So now Elon zones into the map.
So what I'm doing here is just boosting my shield before battle by meditation. Meditation before battle is always good.
And he starts killing monsters. He starts obliterating monsters with his character. But what becomes obviously apparent...
Chaos Orb, no loot filter.
Is like, no, he's just running past Chaos Orbs! He just ran past the Chaos Orb!
Chaos Orbs are one of the most important currencies, and they're also really rare. I have about 140 Exalts. I have like 9 Chaos Orbs. Just so you guys understand.
So we have this whole thing going on, and people are really questioning Elon Musk's credibility as him being a top gamer when it comes to Path of Exile 2. Because how is it that you don't even understand the basic mechanics of Path of Exile 2, but yet you're in a hardcore mode. You're at level, I think like 95, 97, and you don't even know these things. You don't know anything about inventory management. You don't know what items to pick up that are most important to you. You had your mana deplete for more than 10 seconds. And even down to your use of terminology for some of the things in the game just doesn't make any sense. And it really doesn't align with those that have invested hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into the game, some of which have sacrificed sleep to get to where they are. Now, as a smooth-brained individual that plays Path of Exile 2 just for shits and giggles, I will definitely say this. If I was to watch a full hour and a half of Elon Musk, stream on Path of Exile 2, I would have walked out of that stream not learning anything at all. It is absolutely crazy. I don't have an issue with people who have money to pay people to boost their accounts. I get it. Elon Musk is a very busy dude. Maybe he doesn't really have as much time to play video games as he would. But at the same time, there's something wrong when you place yourself as one of the top players in any game title, and then you're going to stream it because now people are going to have high expectations of you. They're going to want to learn a few things from you and understand how you got to where you got to, even though you're a very rich, busy dude. And now here we are watching his Path of Exile 2 gameplay, and we've learned nothing. We're more concerned and worried about Elon Musk than we are learning anything. That's really all I have. This whole thing is crazy because I love Path of Exile 2. I'm having a blast. No one invests hundreds of hours into a game only to get to where Elon Musk is. I don't know. That's just me. But until then, that's all I have for y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.